Wonderful day, family. And as always, I give all praise and great glory to only the Almighty Most High Creator. With this video, I'm going to show you how the Almighty is preparing America for our exit. In the next video that I'm already working on, I'm going to show what He's doing to the world. So with this video, I'm not going to do a deep dive, but I'm going to give you enough where you can see the big picture. So to start it off, El Nino, the effects of El Nino aren't supposed to show until the end of the month. Everything that I'm showing you has already happened, and it has nothing to do with El Nino, and it has to do with this video here, where years ago the Almighty showed me that our enemies were going to break the jet stream and the ocean currents. What I'm going to show you is a direct result of that. And then I'll talk a little bit at the end about the El Nino that's coming. So let's start here. The Ogallala Aquifer is one of the largest aquifers in the world, located beneath the Great Plains of the United States, covering approximately 174,000 square miles across 8 states. It is a crucial source of groundwater. Key point, primarily used for irrigation in agriculture. So let's go to the map and you can see how large this aquifer is. Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma. One thing that you are not seeing in the news is there are thousands of wells that are attached to this aquifer that have gone dry. There are cities. There was one city, a video that I watched, and it was the mayor, the governor, whatever. And he told the residents that water was to be used for emergency only, and that emergency is hydration. And he said non-emergency use for water, which won't be tolerated, is washing your clothes, washing your dishes, watering your lawn, or watering your garden. And if you're caught, you get fines and or jail. And there are a couple of towns, cities that are doing this right now. There's a lot of water restrictions going on right now, and it's more localized. They're not giving everyone the big picture. So like I said, there are thousands of dry wells surrounding this aquifer. And to add to it, Utah, New Mexico, already named, Oregon and Washington have declared a state of emergency due to drought conditions. So they're catching it over on the West Coast also. Florida. Florida drought 2026. Okay, this aquifer dropped 90%, and it's the Biscayne aquifer. Okay, this is Florida. This is the Okeechobee Lake. This lake collects rainwater, pushes it down into the aquifers, and there's more than one aquifer, but it pushes it down into the aquifer, and this fresh water pushes out the seawater. Before, this blue right here went all the way over here, and now you can see they haven't had the rain that they needed, and there are a lot of wells that have become brackish, which is a mixture of fresh water and salt water. And from what I am seeing in the local individual news, it's going to get worse. One other place, and it's not attached to an aquifer, where Queen and I live. We live off grid up in Colorado, and we're up at 8,500 feet. And we depend on snowpack to fill the water reservoirs for our wells. Now, we're lucky because we're on the top of the mountain and we're tapping into a different water source. But the people down in the valley below us, their wells are already running dry. People are already selling their houses, trying to. Um, they're already trucking in water and buying cisterns. When we walk out of here, this place is going to be unlivable. And it's already pretty much unlivable. The people are just waiting for the water to run out. So that's the water situation. And it's a lot bigger. But I'm going to show you what that is affecting. We're having the worst wheat crop in decades. You'll notice the ripple effects soon at the grocery store. It's a perfect storm of terrible conditions for wheat farmers this year, and this is as a whole. Drought, dramatic swings in temperature, the skyrocketing price of fertilizer and diesel, plus multiple viruses. Excuse me. Get into the water. It is extremely dry up here. Plus multiple viruses affecting wheat have all led to one of the most challenging years for farmers in decades. There are different classes of winter wheat, but they're all down. When compared to last year's crop. The winter wheat is planted in the winter, and the cold temperatures, the snow on top of it, it does its thing and then it sprouts. What's happening with North Dakota crops, and this is also winter wheat. And like I was saying, the cold weather does something to the seed and then it sprouts. Right now, it is not sprouting right, and a lot of farmers are abandoning their winter wheat fields. So, North Dakota farmers are making planting progress despite extreme weather, including high winds, dust storms, and tornado warnings. Soil moisture is mostly adequate, but dry areas in the west and southeast are showing early drought stress. Temperatures are expected to stay above normal with limited rainfall, creating challenges for crops in the coming months. What's happening in a lot of places is there's enough water right now, but the farmers see that this drought is coming and they might get cut off. So let's keep going here. Montana, they're catching it. The same thing that I explained with the other two. Winter wheat, again, classified as a disaster, and that is just in Kansas, but it's everywhere because we didn't get the snow that we were supposed to have gotten. Dust Bowl 2.0. A farmer in Scott Bluff, Nebraska says he's seen Dust Bowl 2.0. This Dust Bowl that's coming is going to be far worse than the one in the early 1900s. And that's not just me saying that. That is different climate scientists and agricultural scientists saying that Dust Bowl 2.0 is going to be worse than we've ever experienced. Idaho drought impacts farmers. Idaho farmers face potential water cutoffs due to drought. And this is happening again everywhere. The local governments are coming in and telling the farmers there's enough water now, but in the future you might not have enough to finish off your crop. So a lot of farmers just aren't planting their crops. Now, this is just the wheat, the different types of wheat, and I'm going to show you how it's affecting beef. I've never seen anything like this. The devastating toll as drought grips the western plains. Excuse me. Ben Rand of Blue Line Futures says an unprecedented western drought is shrinking crops, drying up wells, tightening hay supplies, and accelerating cattle herd liquidation across the region. Cattle farmers are having to sell off their younger cows in hopes that in the future they can just breed like they normally do and replenish the stock. That's not going to happen. And what the farmers are doing is they're seeing the future. They know that hay is limited now, so it's going to be limited in the future. It's going to be extremely hot, hotter than normal. So they're selling off the younger cattle, and that is raising the price of beef, and it is going to go through the roof. And to add to it, there is a tick, the longhorn tick. And if there is a cow that is pregnant and it gets bit by this tick, then there is a 50% chance that the calf is going to be aborted. This is something else that they're not talking about. The farmers thinking that they're going to be able to replenish the stocks, that's not going to happen. So, all of this stuff has to do with the ocean currents and not El Nino. BP Earthwatch just put out this video, and he gives a really good breakdown of what's going to happen here in America and what is already happening. And what I'll add to it is, from all the numbers that I've collected, this El Nino is already worse than the Super El Nino of, I think it was 1887. 50 million people died in that Super El Nino. Heat, famine, etc., etc. This one is already worse, and it hasn't even hit yet. So watch this video. I'll leave a link in the first comment, in the comment section, and check it out. And this is just going to add to what is happening already. It's going to make it worse. So what do? We continue to anchor ourselves in the Almighty, because He is our strength. We continue to read our book to figure out what we need to do to continually please the Almighty Creator. We stay out of the Babylonian system as much as we can, and we mold ourselves and shape ourselves through the Scripture to be humble, righteous servants. And the Almighty will take care of everything else for us. So, may the Almighty continue to walk with you, family. May you continue to be the apple of His eye. May He continue to show you what you need to see in this walk to make it to Zion. And may He always be with you forevermore. Have a wonderful day, family. And all praises and great glory to only the Almighty Most High Creator.